protect your rear. And what I mean by that is this rear, your tailgate. Reinforcement and hinge install coming up.
Buckle up, Buttercup!
If you've done any type of off-roading in your Bronco, you've probably heard some squeaks and some cracks and wondered where they're coming from. Although it can be really from any part of your vehicle, it is likely that it is coming from your tailgate. And even if you just have the stock wheel in the back, you are still going to likely have those problems. But if you have went bigger and better and have a bigger wheel on the back, you're very likely to not only have more sound, but the potential of damaging your tailgate with buckling, cracking, denting, you name it. So that's when a tire reinforcement like the one I have down here comes in handy. But it's also important to maybe replace your hinges, especially for those that have the bigger wheels. This is beneficial because it's going to make everything stronger and better for you. So in today's video, I'm going to install the brand new Buckle Up Off-Road Braptor-Style tailgate reinforcement and hinge replacement. Let's get started. Now you guys probably remember I do have a reinforcement already on here, but I'm switching to this one not only because it comes with hinge replacement, but it's that whole Braptor style look, and I personally really love that about the Braptors, so I'm excited to get that on here. One thing that Jim and I are going to do is once we get this put on, we're going to make different accessory mounts so I can still put on my track boards, those gas cans, whatever it may be. We will provide those options for you in the future. For the first part of this install, it's the easiest, and that's removing the spare tire and any other accessories you may have in the tailgate area. I might need a camera guy's help for this. We'll see. I've been able to do it before. Let's see if I can do it again. I did it! Women, you can do it! You're strong too! Next, you're going to need either a flathead screwdriver or a pick like this, and you're going to come down here, right where this little door hinge is at. Just take your pick in between this metal and plastic part, pull down, and it comes right off. Just put that to the side. Before moving on to the next steps, I grabbed a towel, I folded it up, and put it right here on the bumper. The reason for that is before I take the bolts out of this tailgate, I wanted to have a little bit of cushion and protection for it. So a towel is going to be nice, and then I recommend putting the top up like this because you'll see why in just a minute. But next, grab your IP45 and come over here to your hinges. You're going to see these 2 bolts on top, 2 bolts on bottom. You're going to remove those. Last bolt is out. Now I'm going to swing these hinges out, and this next part you're likely going to need a helping hand because we're going to put this whole tailgate into the cargo area of the Bronco. The next step is to remove this plastic piece. You need to remove these 2 10mm bolts with this, and then get a Phillips head screwdriver to remove these 2 push pins. Correction, there's 4 push pins. There's one way up here and one down here. Remove those 2. By removing that plastic piece, you're going to find the 2 bolts to each hinge. You're going to remove that with a 13mm socket. I want to show you the difference in the stock hinge versus the one that's provided. Look how much thicker this one is. If I had a scale by me, I would see the weight difference too, because this is much heavier. Just looking at it and feeling it, you can tell it's much sturdier than this. You're going to reuse the factory bolts to put this back in. Make sure you note that these are specific to top and bottom. This is the bottom one. This notch right here is going to be facing down onto the ground. Make sure the hardware is snug. We will later tighten everything once everything's aligned and adjusted. Grab that handy dandy helper again to take this tailgate out, align with the hinges, and reinstall. Reuse the factory hardware to install the hinge. Tighten up all your hardware for these hinges and then open the tailgate back up and do the final tighten on your hinge bolts here. Once that's completed, reinstall your plastic piece. Remove your towel and then reinstall this tailgate strut by popping it back into place. Close it and then check the body lines, make sure they're still all lined up properly, and I'm thinking it looks good. The hard part of the installation's over. Now it's time to install the reinforcement, and to do that, we need to remove these 4 13mm bolts. There are 2 different sizes of hardware in the package. You have shorter bolts and longer bolts. The shorter bolts are for up here on the hinge. The longer bolts are right here for the actual spare tire holder. It's done, almost. Got to put that spare tire back on here, close the soft top, and then we'll give it a final look of what it looks like installed. It's all done. I love it. It looks so good. It looks like it's part of the vehicle, obviously, because it goes on the Raptor and it just looks so good on the Raptor, but I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now it's time to go off-road and like put this puppy to use, or horsey to use. That completes the install. I love the looks of this. It looks just so much like it's supposed to be there, that it's part of the vehicle. It doesn't look like an aftermarket thought to me, and I guess that's because it's on the Raptor, so my mind's already set like that, but I think it looks great. You guys can get this at buckleupoffroad.com. Be sure to check it out, and that's going to wrap it up for this video. Until next time, buckle up, Buttercup.
Buckle up, Buttercup.